Welcome to the second part of statistics. In the previous video, we talked about interesting concepts, interesting terminologies when we were studying data representation. Here, we're going to take a look at measures of average. So we're going to discuss three terms: mean, mode, and median. So these are the three terms that are used to describe the average of the data, or the way to represent the middle part of the data. So we're going to learn how to calculate them. So of course, we started with data representation. Here we're going to take a look at measures of average. In the next video, we'll of course take a look at measures of spread, and we'll finish with graphs. So measures of average. I'm going to start with mean like I promised. So mean is the sum of all the values divided by the number of values in the data set. So if you have been given the data set, you have to add all the data set, the values that you have been given, then you divide by how many there are. The formula for mean, so mean is represented, if you don't want to write the word mean, just write x with a bar on top, then it is mean. So the formula is this thing, x over n. This thing is called summation. So what this basically means is whatever x is, you add up everything that that x represent. So you add everything that x represent. That's what this means. Then you divide by how many those things are. So in simplest terms, let's say you have been given to find the mean of three numbers, 2, 3, and 8. 2, 3, and 8. So the n is, how many numbers do you have? 3. So n is going to be 3. Then you have to add what you have been given, 2, 3, and 8. So it's going to be 2 plus 3 plus 8, which is going to give you 13. So it's going to be 13 divided by 3. That's your mean. So let's find the mean of this data. So this is the data we've been given. To find the mean, we need to add the data and divide by how many there are. So our mean is going to be 19 plus 16 plus everything added, which is going to give us 192. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So divided by 10. So it's going to be 192 divided by 10, which gives 19.2 as the mean. So what about data that is represented with frequency? How do we find the mean? Like, how do we find the mean of this? So there's a formula for the mean. I was supposed to show the formula before explain what happens here. But anyway, let me just explain what you should do. But how to remember what to do, the formula should be helping you. So we have the age here and the frequency. So for you to find the mean, you first, forget about this part I'll explain. You first have to divide the age. So the age, or the parameter we are working with, is what we usually represent with x in statistics. So these numbers on top are our x. So we're going to be multiplying the age and the frequency. 14 times 1, 14, 16 times 3, 48, 19 times 2, 38, 20 times 4, 92. Once that is done, then the formula for the mean is going to be applied. But it is very helpful to draw another column here. Then in this column, what you do is you sum the frequencies. Okay, you sum the frequencies. So when the frequencies are summed, mean that when they added, 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4 is 10. Then on the bottom, you sum fx. Fx, remember, is just this. This is fx. As we have multiplied x and f, I've gotten fx here. So we sum the fx. 14 plus 48 plus 38 plus 92, it gives us 192. Then the formula for mean is easy to apply. The formula is mean summation of f of x over summation of f. So in short, fx divided by f. So this part divided by this part. So 1 and the 2 divided by 10, which gives you 19.2. Or before we can look at what this or mean. I want you to appreciate this. So if you can master this, mean is just sum of f of x over sum of f. You can, when you are given data, usually you're going to be given age and frequency, or x and frequency f. So like, I need fx. How do you get fx? You have to multiply f and x. So you have to be multiplying f and x. I mean f and x, f and x, f and x till you get fx. Once you have your fx, you know that what I need is summation of fx, which means you have to add these numbers, you get this. Then on the bottom we need summation of f, so you need to add the f. So the formula should be guiding you what to do, how to work around with the table. So another way to deal with this, for those who are not interested in formulas, you can apply the same. You can just do this minus this. You can do this. So you can just do summation of f of x means f of x. You multiply f and x, so it can be multiplied 14 times 1 plus 16 times 3 plus 19 times 2 plus 20 times 4. Then you divide by the frequency is 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4. So this second method is, it's involving, it needs someone who's very good with a calculator as compared to this. But this one, where I use the table, it's nice. Me, I was very fast with the calculator, so I used to like this method. But this one might seem to be taking time, but it's very accurate. This one is prone to errors. So what about for group data? How do you calculate the mean? So again, let's say we have got this data. This is group data of 10 to 15, 15, 25, 20, 25, 1, 5, 4. The formula is the same. The only issue is, where is your x? Where do we get the x? The x in the ungrouped data we are just getting the numbers here, but here it's grouped data. It becomes so difficult. So there's a concept about what is called the midpoint, or what is called the class center. So the class center is the midpoint of a group. In short, it's just the middle of these numbers. So the middle of these numbers is just how do you get the middle of these? Just like the midpoint used to calculate in coordinate geometry, to get the midpoint, what we're doing, y1 plus y2 divided by 2 and x1 plus x2 divided by 2, right? So even here, that's what we do. This plus this we divide by 2. So the class center is the midpoint of the class, and it is given by upper bound minus lower bound divided by 2. It's supposed to be plus here, not minus. Yes, it's supposed to be plus, not minus, sorry. Upper bound plus lower bound divided by 2. So for example, for 15 and 10, for this class here, 15 plus 10 is 25. 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. So this thing of minus that I was doing, I was writing something else, while in my mind there was something else. So you have to add 15 plus 10, 25 divided by 2, 12.5. That's how we get the midpoint, right? Yeah, with that being said, you need to find the class centers, or the midpoints of all these. So you have to find the midpoint of this one, the midpoint of this one, the midpoint of this one. Those are going to be your x that you're going to use to find the mean. So with that being said, here is the table written now with the x. So the midpoint of 10 and 15 is 12.5. The midpoint of 15, 20 is 17.5. The midpoint is 22.5. So this, you have to be crafty with your calculator. This is paper 2. You have to get your calculator. 10 plus 15 divided by 2, 2.5. 15 plus 20 divided by 2, 17.5. Just like that. So these are your class center. When you have your class center, now you can find the fx. Remember, for us to get the mean, we need fx and f. So now you have to get your fx, where you multiply your f with your x. So there is something fun in there. In the ungrouped data, the x was on top, the f was here. So for those like mastering, you can get confused here, because we added the numbers here and here, but this time the numbers here, we're not going to add them. Why? Because we're not interested in the summation of x. It's not on the formula of mean. So once we have our f of x, we have to find sum of our f of x and of course sum of f as directed by the formula. So this is the formula: summation of f of x over summation of f, just like the way we did in ungrouped data. So summation of f of x over summation of f. In case you don't know what to do here, what is just important is to know that okay, let's say you have forgotten how to draw the table, so but you remember the formula: summation of f of x over summation of f. So you need f of x, so you need f and x. F you have been given, x you don't have. So how do you get x? For group data, x you have to get the middle points, so you have to create middle points. Once you are done, then you have your x, but you need fx, so you have to multiply f and x. So multiply f x, you're going to get these as fx. Okay, so the next thing that you need is summation of f. So where do you get summation of f? So summation of f, you already have f here, so you just add it, then you have this. So that's what should be driving you into drawing the table. So once that is done, we can get summation of fx and summation of f. When we do that, we're going to get 19 as our mean. The next, we look at mode. So mode is just the value with the highest frequency, or the value that appears more than others. So let's say we've got this data. So when they ask you to find the mode, you look for a number that appears more. If we check, 19 appears 1, 2, just twice. 16 appears 1, 2, 3. So 16 appears more than 19. What about 23? 23, 1, 2, 3, 4. 23 appears more than 16. So we go to, I think the other number is 14. It only appears once. So therefore our mode is the number that appears the most, which is 23. What about there's another case here. So in this case, if you look, we've got two modes, 23 and 16. How? Because if you look at 19, it appears 1, 2, just twice. 16 appears 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 23 appears 1, 2, 3, 4. Now then the other one is 14 appears once. So 23 and 16 they appear in the same number of times. So this data set has two modes, 23 and 16. What about a situation where we have frequency? So when you have been given data that has frequency, it is easy to tell the mode. You just look at the highest frequency. So because highest frequency, it means it appears more. For example, 14 here appears once, 16 appears 3 times, 19 appears twice, 23 appears 4 times. So the mode here is 23. Finally, we take a look at median. So median is just the middle number when all the numbers on a data set are arranged in ascending order. In ascending order, it means arranging them from small to big. So when you have been given the data set, then you arrange the numbers starting from small to big. Then when you do that, look at the number on the middle, that's your median. So let's say we've got these two data sets. Let's find the median. We're going to start with the top one. Sorry, it's the same data set, just that I've rearranged. So if you look, I've rearranged in ascending order. The smallest number is 14. Then after 14 there is 16. How many 16s do I have? I've got 1, 2, 3. These are my 3 16s. Then the next is 19. I've got 2 19s. Then after 19 I've got 23. I've got 2 23s, 3 23s actually. 1, 2, 3. So once I've rearranged in ascending order, the next thing that I do is I start looking for the middle. The easy way, for us who don't have good eyes, I can just be cancelling this side, then I'll see where I'll stop. So I've cancelled on the left, I'll cancel on the right. Cancel the second number, cancel the second here on the right. Cancel the third on the left, cancel the third on the right, cancel the fourth on the left, cancel the fourth on the right. So 19 is on the middle. I've cancelled 4, I've cancelled 4. So 19 is my median. Here's another interesting example. So when I rearrange this data set, I have these numbers. So let me start cancelling. I cancel 14, I cancel here. I cancel the second number on the left, I cancel the second on the right, I cancel the third on the left, I cancel the third on the right, I cancel the fourth on the left, I cancel the fourth on the right. Now, if I cancel this, I have to cancel this, meaning that I don't have any number on the middle. I've cancelled for this side and I've cancelled for this side. Here, I will jump. So in this case, when there are two numbers on the middle, then the median is the average of the two, or the midpoint of the two. So how do you find the midpoint? You add them, divide by 2. So 19 plus 19 divided by 2, it's going to be 38, divided by 2, it's going to be 19. So our median is 19. So this is how to deal with median for ungrouped data. We're not going to take a look at median for grouped data and mode. I think mode for group data maybe you can find using the concept of discuss, but median for ungrouped data, no, it's beyond the scope of our syllabus. So this marks the end of the second part of statistics. Hope you have enjoyed studying the measures of average, mean, median, and mode. Happy solving.